You know the type, those unpredictable bad guys that keep you on the edge of your seat, never knowing what crazy stunt they'll pull next. They're the wildcards in the deck of villainy, the ones who make even other bad guys nervous. These are the characters who walk into a room and immediately have everyone on high alert, friend and foe alike. They're the villains who keep heroes up at night, not because they're the most powerful or the smartest, but because they're flat out unpredictable. How do you outsmart someone who doesn't even know what they're going to do next? It's like trying to play chess with a rabid squirrel. Good luck figuring out their strategy. Imagine someone who not only breaks the rules, but sets fire to the rulebook and dances on its ashes. Think about it like this: if a lawful evil villain is like a corrupt CEO exploiting the system, and a neutral evil character is that guy who'd sell his grandma for a quick buck, then a chaotic evil character is the one who'd blow up the whole company just to watch the fireworks. They're not in it for money or power. They just want to see the world burn.
I'm only burning my half. All you care about is money. This town deserves a better class of criminal. And I'm gonna give it to them.
Now, don't make the mistake of thinking these characters are all just crazy psychos, though some definitely are. Some of the best chaotically evil villains are scary smart. They're the ones who can plan elaborate schemes, not because they care about the end goal, but because the chaos and destruction along the way is its own reward. Take the Joker, for example. This guy's the poster child for chaotic evil. One minute he's robbing a bank, the next it wouldn't be surprising if he gave away the money just to mess with people's heads. He doesn't want to rule Gotham, he wants to prove that everyone's just one bad day away from being as nuts as he is. Or consider someone like Bellatrix Lestrange from Harry Potter. Sure, she follows Voldemort, but not because she believes in his cause. Nah, she's in it for the mayhem and the chance to torture some muggles. You get the feeling that if Voldemort told her to chill out, she'd probably turn her wand on him just for spoiling her fun. These characters are a storyteller's secret weapon. Want to shake things up? Throw a chaotic evil character into the mix and watch everyone scramble. They're like a human wrecking ball, smashing through carefully laid plans and forcing other characters to adapt or get flattened. But here's the thing. Writing a good chaotically evil character is trickier than it looks. It's easy to fall into the trap of making them just a cartoon villain who does random evil stuff for no reason. The key is to give them some kind of twisted logic or motivation that makes sense to them, even if it's completely bonkers to everyone else. Maybe they believe that chaos is the natural state of the universe and they're just helping things along. Or perhaps they've seen the worst of humanity and decided that nothing matters, so why not have some fun watching it all collapse? Whatever their deal is, it should be something that drives them, not just an excuse for random acts of cruelty. It's also worth thinking about how these characters interact with others. They're not team players, that's for sure. Even other bad guys often find them too unpredictable to work with. A chaotic evil character might team up with others temporarily, but you can bet they're always looking for the right moment to stab their allies in the back, probably literally. In role-playing games, chaotic evil characters are often the problem children of the group. If you've ever played D&D with that one friend who keeps trying to pickpocket the king or set fire to the tavern, you know what I mean. They can be fun in small doses, but exhausting if overdone. That said, when used well, a chaotic evil character can be the spark that ignites amazing stories. They force other characters out of their comfort zones, challenge their beliefs, and create conflicts that go beyond simple good versus evil. Think about how a chaotic evil villain might mess with a lawful good hero's head. It's not just about stopping the bad guy, it's about facing someone who rejects everything you stand for and makes you question whether your ideals can survive in a world gone mad. No one exemplifies this more than Sukuna from Jujutsu Kaisen. This ancient sorcerer turned curse embodies chaotic evil in a different but equally terrifying way. Sukuna doesn't just disregard human life, he sees humans as beneath him, mere insects to be crushed or toys to be played with. What makes him stand out as chaotic evil, rather than just evil, is his capricious nature. Sukuna might spare someone's life on a whim, only to obliterate an entire city block the next moment because he felt like it. He follows no code but his own desires, and those desires are universally destructive. Sukuna's interactions with Yuji, the protagonist who serves as his unwilling host, perfectly showcase the chaotic evil mindset. He'll help Yuji one moment if it serves his interest, then attempt to take over and go on a rampage the next. This unpredictability makes Sukuna a constant threat, even when he's not in control. Johan Liebert from the Japanese animation series Monster is in line with Sukuna's brand of powerful, disdainful insanity. While not supernatural like Sukuna, Johan is a human monster whose actions are no less terrifying. He's a highly intelligent and charismatic serial unalive heir with a philosophy that's pure chaotic evil. Johan doesn't just unalive. He manipulates people into destroying themselves and others, often without ever meeting them face to face. What makes him chaotic evil, rather than just evil, is his lack of a clear motive beyond a desire to prove that all lives are equally worthless. He'll spend years grooming someone for a purpose, only to discard or destroy them on a whim. Johan's actions often seem random, but there's always a twisted logic behind them, usually aimed at causing the maximum amount of psychological damage to those around him. Like Sukuna, he sees humans as playthings, and he takes a perverse joy in pushing people to their breaking points. Johan's chaotic evil nature is perhaps best summed up in his own words: "The only thing all humans are equal in is death." His ultimate goal seems to be to create a world of perfect equality by reducing everything to nothingness. Now let's talk about some of the pitfalls to avoid when crafting these characters. First off, don't mistake chaotic for random. A well-written chaotic evil character isn't just flipping a coin to decide their next move. There's a method to their madness, even if it's hard for others to see. Also, be careful not to glorify their actions. It's one thing to make a compelling villain. It's another to make their evil seem cool or aspirational. Remember, these characters are fascinating but ultimately destructive forces. They're not role models. Another thing to consider is the impact these characters can have on your audience. Chaotic evil actions can be pretty disturbing stuff. If you're going dark with these characters, make sure you're doing it for a reason, not just for shock value. It's also interesting to think about how chaotic evil characters might evolve over time. Can they change? Can they find redemption? It's rare, but not impossible. Maybe they find a cause that channels their chaotic energy in a less destructive way, or perhaps they encounter something that shakes their nihilistic worldview. That is unless they are Bill Cipher. This interdimensional dream demon is chaos personified, wrapped up in a snappy bow tie. What makes Bill such a perfect chaotic evil character is his sheer unpredictability combined with his immense power. One moment he's making deer teeth rain from the sky, the next he's turning people into tapestries. Bill's goal isn't just to conquer our dimension, it's to throw a never-ending party of madness and mayhem. He revels in the absurd and takes joy in confusing and terrifying others. What's particularly chilling about Bill is how he mixes playfulness with cruelty. He'll make jokes and silly puns while casually destroying lives, embodying the idea that to a chaotic evil being, the suffering of others is just another form of entertainment. It is safe to say that this character always has been and always will be chaotically evil. These guys showcase how this genre of character can be portrayed in complex, terrifying ways that go beyond simple randomness or mustache-twirling villainy. On the flip side, you could explore how one might descend into this sort of madness. What series of events could twist someone so much that they reject all morality and embrace chaos? That kind of character arc, if done well, can be incredibly compelling and tragic. One last thing to ponder. In a world that sometimes feels like it's teetering on the edge of chaos, do chaotic evil characters hit differently now than they used to? Are they more frightening because they feel more plausible, or less impactful because reality has gotten so weird? At the end of the day, chaotic evil characters are a powerful tool in any storyteller's arsenal. They're the wild cards, the agents of chaos, the embodiment of our fears about a world spinning out of control. When written well, they're not just villains, they're forces of nature, challenging everything we think we know about good, evil, and the fragile order we build our lives around. So the next time you're crafting a story, consider unleashing a little chaotic evil. Just be prepared for things to get messy, unpredictable, and more than a little bit crazy. After all, that's what these characters do best. They embody the alignment's core traits of unpredictability and malevolence, but with nuances that make them feel real and deeply unsettling.